The next one is Hugh Nicholson and Rachael Shiels, Life and Vacant Spaces. Hilda, welcome.
Is the microphone going? Yeah, it is. Yeah. Thank you. Kia ora tātou. I'm Hugh Nicholson. I'm the chair of the Life and Vacant Spaces Trust. This is Rachael Shiels, who's our CEO, our worker. She does everything for us. Look, I'll just quickly run through some of the things that we do for those of you who are not familiar. Look, we're a charitable trust, and really we're looking to regenerate and activate, parts of Christchurch by facilitating the use of vacant spaces for creative, innovative or educational projects that benefit the community. We were established in 2012 after the earthquakes, but I kind of think it's a response to vacant land, which we've still got plenty of in Christchurch, as much as a recovery kind of project. We're funded largely, certainly the core funding comes from the council. We've got 7 voluntary trustees and 1 employee. And, and we're certainly not alone internationally. You look at the Renew Adelaide, Meanwhile space in London. So they're it's a model that is fairly well proven. In terms of what we do at the moment, we run about 29 licences, 29 sites. 18 of them are in the central city, 11 are in the suburbs, 10 are indoor sites, and 19 are outdoor at the moment. This year, the last year, we've run 170 projects, and that provides about 7,400 days of that land being used as opposed to sitting vacant, or about 15,000 days of activations, as we call them. So some sites have more than one thing going on at once. Again, all up from last year. We do a whole lot of different projects. We do community projects, community gardens. We help provide land. We provide artist installations and, provide spaces for artist installations, murals, for festivals and conferences, for community recreation. We provide spaces for innovative entrepreneurs. Rollicking Gelato, I think, started out on one of our leases in New Regent Street. And we take on some central city vacant spaces, and we provide businesses and things within those spaces. And we do that in suburban sites as well. And we've got a whole lot of, this is just a list of some of the projects we've got, at the moment, either running or people looking for sites. And I think what I really wanted to end up saying, I've tried to whip through this because I'd like to get some questions, but we think this is a model which is really good for Christchurch. We think that we leverage funding, for the council. You put a little bit of money in, some seed funding. We get a whole lot of money, we get a whole lot of goodwill, land, community involvement back for the city. So, and I think the value of the land that we lease is in the order of $2.8 million per annum if you went and got it on the market. Of course, it's not on the market. That's why it's vacant, and that's why we get it. But it gives you some idea, I guess, about the kind of, the goodwill that we managed to bring back into the city. We think that's a good model for the council. We'd really encourage you to look at a multi-year funding agreement. So at the moment, we're on an annual funding agreement, and we spend, quite a large proportion of each year sort of looking to renew that funding. So if you are going to fund us, we just suggest if you can look at it in a kind of, at a slightly longer term. We think that'd be a really valuable way, which would, we'd reduce the transaction costs and increase the benefit for council in the city. And look, I think we'd be happy to take some any questions you've got.
Great, thank you. James Goff.
Thanks for that. Nice to see you here. Just would you say that there's overlap or synergy with what you do with the likes of some other organisations, such as you've got Life and Vacant Space, obviously, but then there's greening the rubble, gap filler, and that sort of stuff. So overlap or synergy, or perhaps a bit of both?
We try to make it synergy. So we're really the people behind the scenes. So we make it possible for people to use vacant land. We protect the landowner's interests, but also we make it easy for people such as gap filler and greening the rubble to actually get a site and to use it. We look after the leases and then that background stuff. We have a partnership with the Central City Business Association, so we just kind of recognise that actually, we do some work to support what they do, and they, support us. So that's a good. So I think,
Paul's on your board, isn't he?
Paul's on our board, yes.
Is what you-
Yeah, Paul Lonsdale. So yeah, the idea is that we can't afford to have overlap, if you like.
Yeah.
So we don't do a great deal apart from the East by East project in the red zone, where we kind of curate a kind of series of activities there. Generally, we'd look to somebody like Gatvilla or Green Lab to do the activities while we provide the land, and
You're kind of like the
Thank you.
broker.
yeah, with
know,
the broker,
that
I guess.
Enables.
Yeah.
That to happen. Excellent. All right. Well, look, thank you very much for your presentation this morning. That's very helpful for our consideration. Thank you.
Thanks, Leanne.
Thank you. Yeah, good to see you. Next is Annabelle, is it Hasselman?